Give your email, your name, your age, gender, educational qualification. Now the birth position, whether you are the first born, the second born, or the last one. You know, a lot of times in life, whether we are the ones who are the older one, the younger one, or the middle one, also has a lot of impact on how we manage our lives. So it's very, very important to know exactly how you are placed. Sometimes, some of the things you do could actually be because of your birth position. Now also you will see there's a question here. Do you worry about your health due to the air pollution? Do you actually worry about health? Every day we have, news that we keep reading about. That the air quality in Calcutta is very bad. Yes or no? But yet all of us are breathing. I don't see anyone going to Finland to breathe, though they say the air there is very nice. So here it's about, this is our resilience. Even when we know some things are not okay, we have the confidence. Also there is a question called, are you aware of the benefits of experimental sampling method to keep tracks of your mood? Are you aware? Yes or no? If you are not, yeah, you can just write no. Then you have the consent form. Then we move on to yes. You can just sign on section 2. And then you have a lot of questions, Now, these questions actually are something that I want all of you to think about. A lot of times we don't think about our emotions because we feel we are going to get very overwhelmed. Now you can say that a lot of times has this happened to you, that you experience some emotion but you're not conscious of it until some time later. Does it happen to you? Like a lot of times you may be very angry, but you have no clue if you're angry or not. After a while you realize that I'm angry. So does that happen to you all the time? Or never at all? Just instinctively, whatever answer comes to you, just give an answer to that. The next one is, I break or spill things because of carelessness. So does it happen to you that you break or spill things? On a scale of 1 to 5, if it happens to you all the time, then you give a 1. If it almost never happens, then you give yourself a 5. So I find it difficult to stay focused on what is happening in the present. Does it happen all the time or almost never? Yes, rest are all quite simple. You can just go on. I tend not to notice feelings of physical tension or discomfort until they really grab my attention. I forget a person's name almost as soon as I have been told for the first time. It seems I'm running on automatic without much awareness of what I'm doing. I rush through activities without being really attentive to them. Raise your hand and come next to you and help you with the question. about the answers, whatever comes instinctively. Because one of the things that we are also doing is paying attention to ourselves. Now you may think that why do this? Most of the time we give importance to everyone else but not to ourselves. So even if there's something which actually can get us closer to our emotions, we tend to shun it. So if we do not do things, then we can actually listen to our emotions. We always feel as though we are on quicksand. Always we feel hassle. We feel absolutely nothing is going well in our lives. So one of the very tried and tested techniques is you need to feel all your emotions. Now in a lot of these questions you will feel what kind of rubbish, so much gyan, I don't even think so much. But the point is if you have to be in your body, it's your mind which troubles you and doesn't let you sleep in the night, right? It's not my mind which is eating it. So that sense of self-doubt, one of the very comprehensive ways to tackle this is actually just listening to your emotions. You know, so when you're solving this, just think that I want to know everybody, from my best friend to the guy I want to date, to the girl I want to date, to where I want to work in Infosys, to whatever else I want to do, which vacation I want to go for. But do I really know myself? Because there's only one person who's lived in your body. That's just you. But in our mind, there's everybody else but our own thoughts. So when we actually ask to think about ourselves, it feels very uncomfortable. Yeah? So, you know, do that. This is actually an opportunity to sit and talk to yourself. The questions which you like, those are the kind of questions you need to ask yourself on a daily basis. What am I feeling right now? Am I running away from my emotions? Because if you start taking stock of your emotions, you are going to see that in time you will have emotional well-being. You will learn that there is a safe spot to actually vent your thoughts. You will learn that actually our emotions are not something which are bad for us. What do we hear most of the time? Oh, that person is so emotional. We use that term for a person who's dysregulated. We use it for a person who's screaming or shouting or crying. Yes or no? But we never think about it. But emotions are our powerhouse. They actually give meaning to our world. So what we need to do is first at least acknowledge and look at all our emotions. Because till you don't look at your emotions, you can't experience well. You can have all the money in the world or lack of money in the world. You're never going to get it. There's always someone who's going to have some more. If money was the only thing which mattered, everyone would have loved Donald Trump. And we all know what a disaster he was. Yes or no? We read about startups. We feel so happy. You all had a session on sustainable economy and startups yesterday. And we all want to be that person, right? Who's going to have his or her own successful startup with millions of dollars. But the point is, if your mind is constantly cluttered with thoughts of others, do you think that's fertile enough to really become absolutely successful? So to be a leader, first you have to be comfortable in your own skin. And these days we have a lot of research. There's Daniel Goleman who talks about it. If you have a successful startup, your emotional intelligence is what is going to count. So are you understanding your emotions? That is the $1 million question. That is the $1 million question. So don't think that this is a waste of time with anything. But because if you actually have to succeed in life, how you handle your emotions is going to be the one thing that's going to tip the scales in your favor. You've all heard of Robin Williams recently, right? The actor, the Mrs. Doubtfire, the movie he was in. He used to do a lot of comedies. And he died out of, sorry? Yes, he committed suicide. The whole point is he was so successful. Deepika Padukone has come out at the pinnacle of success. If you look like Deepika Padukone and if you earn money like her and you've gone to the best of coaches and everybody, right? Did she have any life? She spoke about how she feels bad. So your mind is your powerhouse. If you don't learn how to communicate with yourself, how will emotional intelligence grow in you? Because people are rarely going to be your way. You may have your startup, your people may let you down. Family members may not be there. Friends may not be there the way you want them to be. Maybe they are there. Yes or no? But they are not there the way we want them to be. So at that point, our emotional intelligence is the tipping point. Done? So whoever's finished, just raise your hands. Okay? Great. How many do we have? So quite a few are still left. So out of the 25, I